Hey, True Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. A lot of people are asking me what I think about Sunday Night Football this past weekend, Week 7, October 23rd, 2016. The Seattle Seahawks were visiting the Arizona Cardinals. The game finished in a 6-6 tie at the end of overtime. And I do not think it's any coincidence that the game finished with this score. I'm going to tell you why I think this was scripted and why I think it was a tribute to the World Series, which was established the day before when the Cubs clinched the National League Championship Series to meet the Cleveland Indians in the World Series. Here's the parallel. The Arizona Cardinals are one of the two oldest teams in the NFL, if you did not know this. They're originally from Chicago, where the NFL was established. They were the Chicago Cardinals, the CC, a lot like the Chicago Cubs. They've traveled around the Cardinals. They've been in St. Louis. They've been in Phoenix. They've been in Tempe. Now they're in Glendale. They've changed their name while they've been in Arizona. They've been the Phoenix Cardinals. Now they're the Arizona Cardinals. But they started in Chicago. And they were in Chicago the last time the Cubs were in the World Series. They were in Chicago in 1945. We're going to look at it. I'm going to show you what the 6-6 score has to do with the Cubs curse by the end of this video. But think about the Chicago Cardinals, now the Arizona Cardinals. They're considered a cursed team too. They have never won a championship. They've been in the league since the beginning. So Cardinals, Seahawks, division rivals. After the game, see, this is where if you get more information, you can connect these pictures more clearly. I wouldn't be able to make this video if I didn't see this. In the history of the Super Bowl era, the Cardinals have finished in 3 ties with the score 6-6. Doesn't that seem interesting, as rare as a tie is? They did it 46 years ago against the Chiefs. They did it 44 years against the Eagles. Eagles, Seahawks, bird symbolism. You know what I think of with birds? I think of feathers. And when I think of Chiefs, I think of feathers, in the headdress. So look at this. It was 46 years ago against the Chiefs. The Chicago Cubs are about to play the Cleveland Indians. Indians, Chiefs. Are you following me? It was 46 years ago they tied the Chiefs 6-6. And what's up with 46? That's the number that's big on the Chicago season. Chicago equals 46. Chicago Cubs equals 46. They clinched their first World Series berth since 1945. By the way, Cardinals alone equals 45, like Wrigley, like Illinois, like Cubs. So anyway, first World Series since 1945 for the Cubs. That happened October 22nd, the day before this football game was played. And they pointed out during the 9th inning that it was 46 years to the day, October 22nd, 1970, that Billy Sionis died, who was connected to the curse of the Billy Goat, which was the curse on the Cubs that stemmed from the 1945 World Series. So, Chicago Cubs 46, Chicago 46. Remember, no hitter equals 46. Jake Arrieta threw the first no-hitter of the season 46 days after his birthday on the 112th day of the year. Here we are in the 112th World Series. This game in Arizona was on the 33rd parallel, the 112th meridian, 112, the right meridian for the World Series. So anyway, the reason I wrote Houston, Texas up here, this might be where I'm thinking too much. Currently, Houston is the home of the Houston Texans. The Dallas Texans used to be a football team. The Dallas Texans became the Kansas City Chiefs. So you see, Dallas Texans became Kansas City Chiefs. Houston Texans, the new Texans team. A little relationship there. Houston also has the gematria of 112, the big way, like this being the 112th World Series. So this is how I'm lining it all up. Chiefs have a parallel to Texans, which have a parallel to the 112th World Series. Eagles, Seahawks, connections to birds, feathers, which relates back to Indians and Chiefs, as we've been taught about them. The span of 46 years. The span of 44 years is also interesting because currently it's in the time of the 44th president who has the Chicago connections. The next president will likely be Hillary Clinton, who's from Chicago. Hillary's going to be the 45th president. We just talked about 45, but she's going to be the 44th person to be president. So 44, important number, from one Chicago president to the next in the same political party. And with regards to 46, Phoenix equals 46. The Cardinals technically play in Glendale, but that's just a suburb of Phoenix. Very sprawling area if you've never been there. And look, the Parkinson's Hospital's there for Muhammad Ali. Parkinson's equals 46 like Phoenix. We saw Muhammad Ali die by the numbers in Phoenix this year. Louisville equals 46, where Muhammad Ali's from. The phenom quarterback at Louisville, his name equals 46. Not a coincidence. 19 years old. Muhammad Ali just got the 19-mile funeral procession in Louisville. So here we go. The game went to overtime 3-3. Remember, Glendale equals 33. It's on the 33rd parallel. We're talking about the parallels to the CC Chicago Cubs, who are playing the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland 33, Indian 33. When you write out 33 as a word, it sums to 66. This game finished 6-6, a lot like 66. NFL and Jewish gematria is 66, the first Super Bowl in the 66 season. Revelation is the 66th book of the Bible. It's based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. SNF for Sunday Night Football 39, always the big number in Sunday Night Football. Arizona equals 39. The only other state that does is New York. Wide left equals 39. The game finished with 2 field goals that were wide left. One hit the goal post, wide left. The other just went way wide left. Like a monster shank on a chip shot. Clearly, purposefully missed. So 33rd parallel, 112th meridian, 112th World Series tribute, I'm quite certain. Glendale 33, goalpost 33, what the Cardinals kicker put it off of. The date of the game was 10/23, 10 plus 23, 33. October, World Series month, the lone 33 month. Tie game happens to have gematria of 33. Again, when you write out 33, it sums to 66. When you write out goalpost, the big way, it sums to 105. This game came 105 days before the Super Bowl in Houston, 1-1-2 land. So look at this here. Where did I put it? The word curse equals 66. Think about it. Cursed football team. They had the game. All they had to do was make the chip shot field goal. Instead, it went wide left off the post. Chicago roots. The day after the Chicago World Series, breaking the curse. I'm telling you, this is how the world of sports is scripted. And for all of you saying, well, what about the kicker sitting on the sideline looking devastated? You know, how good of an actor are you? I could sit on the sideline and look devastated after I purposely missed it. And then go home and count my millions, you know? I keep telling you guys, these athletes are actors. To think that the players aren't in on it is to be blind at this point. There's enough information that's been uploaded to the internet to prove this. You know, you just saw the kicker laughing his ass off the other day after he shanked the field goal to lose the game. You think he'd be in a bad mood. You know, you think he'd be worried about losing his job. He's laughing because he was told to miss it, because it's all a big joke. And he's going home to count his millions. You know? I'll never get out of my head 2 years ago in the playoffs, Packers, Seahawks. The game was over. The ball was thrown right at Ha-Ha Clinton, who in his second year added the name Dix, Clinton Dix. Do I have to tell you what that subliminal is all about? Hopefully you can put it together. And who has the first name Ha-Ha? Ha-Ha Clinton Dix? Anyway, Russell Wilson threw the ball right at Clinton Dix. All Clinton Dix had to do was knock it down right there. It would have been game over. Seahawks would have lost. Packers would have went on to the next round of the playoffs. But you can still go back and watch the highlight. It was a 2-point conversion that needed to happen. The ball's right at Clinton Dix, and he goes to block it at first, but then all of a sudden he pulls his arms in and moves his body out of the way so the ball goes by him to the receiver who catches it. You don't think Ha-Ha Clinton knows how to play football as a millionaire in the NFL? You don't think he knew that he needed to knock the ball down there to win the game that was right in his arms already? He literally had to get out of the way of the pass to make it be complete. Anybody can go back and watch this highlight. I have an old video with the footage in it. You know, that's just one of a million examples. I saw this stuff when I was a child. Since I was a kid living in Portland, watching the Blazers, you know, get hosed by the Bulls and the Pistons with all the calls. You know, just whistles blown for the superstar, no calls for the Blazers, the small market. I just saw it as a child. I was like, this isn't legit. This is all scripted, you know. They just want the popular team to win. This is a popularity contest. And that's what it's always been. That's what it's always been. I like that Carson Palmer had 49 attempts, the number of Revelation. Again, Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible, based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. So anyway, there's other things that are interesting here, but that was pretty much the gist of it. Here, I'll tell you one more thing. The kicker for the Cardinals, his name in gematria sums to 74, number often paired with 33. He had the big shank first. And then the Seahawks kicker, his name equals 49, just like Washington. We recently saw the Seahawks in the 49th Super Bowl where they lost to the Patriots. Washington equals 49. Again, Revelation 49, shanking it for the 66 game ending 6-6. And let us not forget that World Series in gematria equals 66. 2 years ago, we saw the Giants win the World Series exactly 66 days after the worst earthquake in San Francisco since the '89 World Series earthquake, which was between the Giants and Athletics. The Bay Area World Series had the bad earthquake. And you can go back and watch the clip. The way that earthquake started, it's supposedly the only earthquake captured on live TV. They're showing a replay from the night before. Jose Canseco, number 33 for the Athletics, crosses home plate and pumps his fist like this. 33 right on the screen. And then boom, just like that, the earthquake starts on TV. Perfect timing. Right as 33 crossed the plate in the replay. And how do these people control earthquakes? It's because they planned a lot out. They had a nuclear underground weapons testing program. Tons of taxpayer dollars put into it for decades. I guarantee you these 6 satanic assholes that run this nation, they planted these bombs, whatever they built along these fault lines, for rituals such as this. Remember Pacquiao-Mayweather? Before that fight was announced, I said it's going to be his 47th fight. It's going to be the biggest fight in Mayweather's career. It ended up being against Pacquiao. The day of the fight, there was a rare earthquake in Mayweather's hometown in Michigan. Think that was a coincidence? I sure don't. I certainly do not. Been documenting all sorts of things like this. It's all rituals. It's all tributes. Also, if you watched my preview for this game, I pointed out before the game that all time the Cardinals and Seahawks were tied at 17-17. Now they're 17-17-1. They're still tied. They came in with a tie. They finished with a tie. You know? Told the people who followed my blog this game was too close to call. I couldn't tell who was going to win it. You know, 39 normally goes in the favor of the team with the 39 connections. In this case, Russell Wilson, the quarterback of the Seahawks, the team visiting Arizona, he has 39 birth numerology. Last year on his birthday, the Seahawks won with 39 points over the Steelers. Scripted ending. Nobody guarded Doug Baldwin, who put up the 39th points on the board. It's always a joke in the NFL. I mean, who saw the Patriots game this weekend where they shanked the 33-yard extra point to keep the score at 20-13, a sum of 33? Just a joke. People got to see the joke that's being made on them. So I'm pretty sure this is why you had your tie, you know, Chiefs, Cubs, Cardinals, Indians, 46 years, feathers, headdresses, grand mocking by the numbers. Until next time.